Matt Riddle has made an assault claim against a police officer. Elsewhere, a former AEW star has commented on their departure from the company, and multiple WWE superstars have made in-ring returns. More on that later in this video. Hello everyone, Jack and Adam back with the morning wrestling news. There's a strange one to start off with, one which seems to feature conflicting reports, conflicting behavior, and I guess the best way to talk about it is just to literally report what's been said and what's happened.
Absolutely. Riddle taking to Instagram yesterday, making a post with a picture of a police officer with the caption, "Nothing like being sexually assaulted by an officer and harassed at the JFK airport. No means no, and just because I'm nice doesn't mean yes, asshole." Don't know their Twitter or Instagram handles, but I took pictures. Normally I'm like whatever, but today was really weird and uncomfortable, and they made a point to make me feel small and useless. Definitely one of the most uncomfortable travel days I've had. Thanks, New York City. You're so progressive and accepting.
Yeah, this post is now been deleted essentially by Riddle, but TMZ then reported that they were told the police talked to Matt Riddle as well as other witnesses, and he seemed apologetic in the moment. No police report was filed, and everyone was free to go without incident. TMZ go on to say, "It's because of this that our sources say the Port Authority was shocked by Riddle's claim, as from their view, nothing went down to warrant such an accusation. Still, they're told that the department is taking his claim seriously and an internal probe has been launched." I mean, you have to take I suppose every time a claim like this is made, you have to take it seriously.
Yeah, for sure. It's good to hear that despite the fact that he was apologetic when they arrived, that it's still being investigated.
You've got to do it, yeah.
And we can't really comment on it any further until the investigation's done. And yeah, we'll keep you updated.
Yeah, absolutely. Heading over now to AEW. A former AEW star who recently left the company has commented on their departure. We're talking about Sonny Kiss. This is one that makes me a bit sad because Sonny Kiss was one of the first faces of AEW.
Yep.
Maybe never that high on the card. I remember a match against Cody Rhodes during Cody's TNT title run.
Yeah, really good.
Really good. But apart from that, maybe Sonny Kiss is one of those wrestlers who was never given maybe the opportunities they deserved at certain points.
I agree.
But it's one of those releases that makes me feel like AEW is just one step further from the little can-do promotion.
Yeah, right.
That we thought could do it back in 2019.
Because there are some originals that are still there, obviously, but they must have lost about half of them now. I really liked Sonny. I think she made heaps of improvement over the years, but I agree that she was never really given an opportunity, like a big beefy storyline.
Yeah.
And
there was never a storyline. I remember one bit where it was like Joey Janela and Sonny Kiss in a car driving off somewhere, and then that never really went anywhere.
No. Anyway,
it's a strange one. Sonny Kiss made a statement about this departure, saying, "4 years of living my dream, traveling, making everlasting friendships, working with my childhood heroes, growing into the human I've become, right before everyone's eyes, and of course being part of some historical events with groundbreaking wrestling promotion, All Elite Wrestling." Sonny goes on to say,
"I've made quite a few mistakes along the way, but I've also learned some valuable lessons too. I'm incredibly grateful for it all. In December, I'll be 30 years old with 10 years of wrestling under my belt. The fun part is, I haven't nearly touched the surface of what I'm capable of. Knew my journey in pro wrestling would not be an easy one, regardless of my talents. The best part of it all is that I showed people like me that anything is possible when you're working your ass off for it. It may not come easy, but it will come. Sometimes you have to fall all the way down to reignite that fiery passion again. So now what? I'm the concrete rose, Sonny Kiss, and I'm a free agent. I'm so ready for this next chapter. Let's continue to break those barriers down, shatter those glass ceilings, and make poo happen."
Oh, he's called it. I saw the swear word. I thought, is he just going to autopilot through that? But no, you were very aware.
Tony Khan said at the presser that basically the door's open. Just because Sonny's gone doesn't mean Sonny won't be back at some point.
Okay, yeah.
Kiss, not Tammy Sitch. So, best of luck.
Absolutely. And crossing back over the line to WWE. So this one's quite strange. So 3 separate names in WWE all around the same time all got back in the ring over the last 2 days after periods of absence. First of all, the daughter of Santino Marella, Ariana Grace, who made a return at the NXT Live event in Melbourne, Florida, losing to, she's a rootin' tootin' cowgirl, isn't she? So she's never going to beat Fallon Henley, but that's who the match was against. Ariana Grace.
You're going to have to talk me through some of this stuff, Jack. I don't watch NXT. I'm familiar with Fallon Henry.
Henley.
Henley. I
Yeah.
said Henley, didn't I?
No, I thought you said Henry. Oh, you might have said
Fallon
Henry.
Henry.
Fallon Henley's she's the sort of bar owning / rooting to in
With the twins, the Briggs twins.
yeah, they're not twins. They're just friends. They're just cowboy friends.
Right, yeah.
They made friends because they had a fight, maybe in her bar.
Yeah.
And then they realized, oh, we both like to fight.
And they sold the bar, the land that the bar was on.
The bar got bought. Wait, hang on. Right, so Kiana James, I think, threatened to buy the bar.
State of it all.
She's the businesswoman of NXT, and she threatened to buy the bar. But then they beat her, and like, oh no, that storyline never went anywhere. And then it suddenly.
What's Santino's kid doing? What's
she
her
never
gimmick?
really got much of it. She was like I think her whole gimmick was that she's a part-time model, part-time wrestler.
Right.
So people would come up to her backstage and be like, "Hey, I want a match with you," and she'd be on her phone like, "Well, I've got all these bookings." Like it was just she didn't really have much to do beyond that.
Right.
So it's good to see. And then she got unfortunately injured. So it's good to see her back in the ring because at least maybe they'll give her something, some sort of character.
Okay.
She was certainly not what I expected when. You hear Santino Marella daughter, you expect
Unibrow, right?
none of that. No.
Is she not funny?
I think she does. I think she could be. Yeah, I think she is.
I love Santino. They should just give her Santino's gimmick entirely.
They call her
John
Santino
Cena and all that,
Marella.
What else? What? Sally Marino?
Yeah,
Marino. Why
Sally-
would change the surname?
No,
you don't need to change the
It's
surname.
NXT, though.
Yeah, I guess so.
This one's confusing. This one had me Googling to see if Tom Campbell had made a mistake while collecting these notes. He had not. He was right, by the way, and I was
is
wrong
weird,
to do
this.
so. Gable Steveson worked his second match ever at the WWE NXT Live events in Sebring, Florida on Friday. His second ever official WWE bout, defeating Dante Chen. His first one, of course, was a draw with Baron Corbin.
Yeah.
He'd been removed from the roster page last week.
Literally, like last week. We talked about it on Friday. It had been picked up. He was off the roster page. And then literally this weekend, he's come back and had a groundbreaking match against Dante Chen. So no idea what to make of that. It looked like he was done and maybe going to the main roster, like skipping the NXT stuff. But it looks like he's doing the house shows now.
Gable Stevenson's whole WWE involvement has been a weird one. Just from being brought out of WrestleMania to go like that to this weird NXT stuff.
Drafted to Raw first, wasn't he?
Oh my god, he was. He was like one of the top 5 picks. He was on the night, wasn't he?
He was one of the top 5.
He was on the
TV
night.
show that I don't think
He was one of the top 5.
Right.
I'm pretty sure.
Was he?
Oh no!
No,
I
he
thought
wasn't.
these days. I thought they did the top 5 on the 5 for. But
I thought he was one of the last 5. I think he was one of the last round. It's been a while. I don't think it happened like on WWE.com. I'm pretty sure they did it on TV because I remember the graphic. I have no idea what's going on there.
No, yeah, I don't know either. It's a very strange one. I reckon it's probably got something to do with the fact that he's always
Rubbish.
being tempted to do,
Well, he's not shown the charisma and the potential that I think a lot of people thought he had at the beginning.
I reckon he's the sort of person that like the industry types like Triple H and stuff will desperately want because he's a real wrestler. But he's got like the Olympics and his glittering amateur career to think about.
Well, he's just pulled out as well.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
This might be why he's back there. I don't
Maybe.
know. Very
Not
strange.
really. He's
And
back.
the third person as well, the probably the biggest name out of these 3, unless you're a big fan of the NCAA amateur wrestling, it's Johnny Gargano, who for the first time since a house show way back in July, he competed in a WWE match on Saturday night as part of the WWE live event in Uniondale. His return sound like I'm going a bit ringing out of there in Uniondale. His return contest was a losing effort to Omos following a distraction from MVP. So he did need the distraction to lose to Omos.
Yeah, he didn't last time. That one all the way back in, what was it, July, when he had his last match, that was also Omos, and he also lost.
A DIY reunion has been on the cards for Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa for some time now, with Ciampa using the hashtag #FindJohnnyG online to try and reconnect the two. Johnny has been noticeably absent from TV for several months, last competing in a Battle Royal back in May, and then that was like his last televised match, and then having no singles action on Raw since April Fool's Day. Oh, it's just what's going on.
Should have happened by now. But I'm really excited for the DIY reunion.
Do you think it'll happen, or do you think this is Ciampa trying to force the booker's hand?
I don't know. Well, he did the promo, didn't he, where he said he worked DIY into the wording in some way, didn't he? And I think that was a pre-tape, wasn't it? So I don't think they'd have let that air if not. But maybe he's just being silly. It's what they should do.
Yeah, it is.
Ciampa needs it and Gargano needs it.
And I saw speculation, I think, on Reddit, on the wrestling subreddit, that it was like one of those things that Vince might have just nixed, like he did with the return of the Hurt Business. That was all on the cards, and then apparently Vince just waited in one week and was like, no. And then Triple H has had all these plans that he's built to, and it's just not happened. Triple H would surely be in favor of it, being the former NXT guy.
And probably the biggest NXT long-term storyline ever. Wildly successful for the, like, black and gold era NXT. You want to repeat that on the main roster, and it's totally doable.
I feel like it started in, like, the 205 Live tournament or the Cruiserweight Classic, maybe. Anyway, that's someone who I'm very keen to see back as well. But losing to Omos via distraction in his first...
It's just a hell show, it's fine.
Fair enough.
Nobody's watching, are they?
Is there anything you'd like the viewers to look out for this week?
No, I don't think so.
No.
Andrew's streaming on Twitch tonight. Andrew's streaming on Twitch.
Right.
And then I'm live Tuesday.
I'm
You're
live
Wednesday.
Yeah.
Sam, well, you know the schedule. So yeah.
Check out also
Twitch.tv.
the vlog from our trip to London, which is out on the channel now. It went out last night, I believe. It's me, Jack Atkins, Pearson, Luke, and there's other faces in it as well. Matthew's there. Tom Waves from the end of a train carriage.
Massive cameo from Miro as well. I want to see what he's got to say.
Miro. And you'll see me cower in fear next to the giant man that is Davey Boy Smith Jr.
Yeah,
Have you
he's a big
seen
lad.
that? I'm like that.
Yeah.
It's like talking to you.
Well, you're like, what, 5'6"?
Oh, and that's all for now. We'll be back with more wrestling news later today. I've been Jack, this has been Adam, and we'll see you very soon.